Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Rust Belt Collector here, and today I'm going to be talking about the 3 legions that I am primarily army building in the 3 3/4 inch Star Wars scale. And these are just the 3 legions that I actively try and hunt down figures for, whereas my other clone legions, if I find one for a good deal, I might consider getting it, but I'm not necessarily as heart set on army building them. I might do a video sometime later discussing like what I would consider my micro army builds, the ones that I'm like, yeah, if I find them for a good price kind of army builds, but in this video we're going to be talking about my 3 major ones. So starting it off with the first one, and actually the smallest of my army builds, we have the Yellow Bark Trooper. There's really no name for this guy. He's from the Dark Times comic book series, and this isn't even a really accurate representation of him, but he did come out in a Order 66 2-pack as well as in a single release in the Saga Legends line, or not the Saga Legends, the Legacy Collection line, and it is such a cool figure. I love the color, I love the design. It's so neat to have this one. And this is one of the army builds that is fairly easy to come by. It's just I haven't gotten as many of him for whatever reason. So I need to get more of this guy. So as a base army build, I have 4 of this guy so far, and yes, this one is missing his helmet for some reason. I think it's in a box of accessories, so I'll find that at some point. But yeah, it's I have 4 of them in their base, like non-customized format, and that's the start of the army build. I need to get more of these guys pronto because they're puny compared to my other 2 army builds that I'm going to discuss in this video. As for customs, I have a couple. This one is just like a lieutenant in the Legion, so I just gave him a Commander Neo little strap there. I need to do a little bit of paint work to clean it up, just a tad more. But overall, yeah, that's this guy. He's a lieutenant for them. I like to have, when I army build, I should clarify, I like to have officers. So I'll take maybe 1 or 2 clones from my army build and customize them so that they fit in as more unique troopers and not just all the same guy. And this one I much more heavily customized. So he has more weathering. I did like a paint wash on him. I may have gone a little bit heavy on it, unfortunately, but it is more weathered, and I try to give him a more accurate belt because in the comic book, oddly enough, these guys have Bark Trooper chest plates, so the chest armor would be completely different. They have the Bark Trooper belt, but then they have the rest of their armor as normal clone troopers. And when I say Bark Trooper, I mean like the Kashyyyk Scout Trooper. They would have that torso, and if I can find one, here is a picture of that specific panel that I'm talking about. And it's just really interesting, like, I don't know, it's a unique clone design, and so I tried to emulate that by taking this extra Kashyyyk Trooper belt and painting it white and slapping it on this guy. So he is also a unique figure in this collection. I don't plan on doing this with all of them, I just want to do it with one, and maybe this guy can be like an officer too. I don't know, he's just more comic accurate than the rest, so I like to have him around as well. And then finally, we have one to fit in as the Commander. And basically, I just took a Commander Devis, gave him the Neo strap, and that was it. That's all I had to do, because that's basically what the Commander looks like for this unit. He's basically just Devis, but with a strap. And yeah, I like him. It's cool. It's a very simple custom to do. If you want to do this for your army build, I've actually told a couple people how to do this one now, and I made one for JCC 2224. He's got that in his collection now. So yeah, Tushy Choi's Legion. That's what this is basically officially called in Legends. It's just Tushy Choi's Legion. Even though he doesn't technically lead them, these guys are hunting Tushy Choi in the comic, and he kills them. So kind of a weird army build, that's for sure, but I just think the design is so unique that I like it. I like it so much that I have to army build it. I got the Commander, I've got 4 of the regulars, and I've got 2 customized like officers, let's say, and I really do plan to get more because I love this design. Moving these guys on out of here, let's talk about the next one. Moving from my smallest army build to my largest army build, the 41st Elite Landing Platform Clone Troopers. I have a lot of these because I think these actually might be cheaper than the Yellow Bark Trooper, just by a little bit, because you can get them in a couple different variations. This like limited articulation version, as well as this one, the Commander from like the 30th Anniversary and Evolutions pack, and then also the antenna mold. So I've had quite a few different versions of this figure, and I've been able to army build them a lot easier just because of that. And Yeah, you'll see in a second just how big we go with this collection here. And also I gotta say, I hope you guys appreciate this video because I had to take down my army build display and I'm gonna have to put all of these guys back up on display when this video is done. I'm not really looking forward to that, I'll be honest. But for this one I actually have to zoom out because we're going to fill up space very, very quickly with all of these. I am very fortunate to have gotten a lot of these. Oh my goodness. Well, I guess we'll just have to take a quick little sponsored break and set these guys all back up.
Star Wars, The Clone Wars. The droid army has launched a full-scale attack, but clone reinforcements have just arrived. It's the massive all-terrain tactical enforcer. The droid army doesn't stand a chance with the ATTE. ATTE comes with one figure, other figures sold separately, batteries not included.
Okay, I just went ahead and did a full setup of these guys because they keep falling over like dominoes. So here we go. This is the full 41st Elite Landing Platform Clone Trooper Army build that I have so far. I honestly gotta say, I don't think I'm necessarily going to be hunting too many more of these unless it was to replace the like these cheaper Battle Pack versions with more of the Legacy Collection antenna mold versions. I might do that and swap them out. That would be like the only thing I think I would need to do with this Legion because I have quite a few, and so let's do a total head count here of all of these. I have 4 of the 30th Anniversary Evolution Pack Clone Commanders. I have 2 of the Battlefront 2 Heavy Troopers, which I qualify as 41st Landing Platform Troopers. The colors match, they fit in so perfectly. I have 7 of the Battle Pack version where it has the limited articulation like this one of which has the Commander Pauldron. He's like an officer or something, like I said before. I customize these guys occasionally just to give them more unique looks. Then I have 11 of the Legacy Collection antenna mold versions like this guy right here, one of which has the Commander outfit or like the Commander accessories attached to him. This is one that I got in a lot a while back, and so I just kept it this way because I think it's cool. Just makes it another commander in the Legion. I don't think I need this many commanders, but I guess I have them, so what are you going to do? I guess I have that many now. And then I have one way back here, one Vintage Collection 41st Landing Platform Trooper loose, and actually I have one of him on card as well. This is one of the few army build, actually it's really the only army build that I have on card like this. I do have one other sealed army build trooper, but I'd love to get one of the Yellow Bark Troopers sealed in his Legacy Collection packaging. That would be so cool to have one of those, but I do have this guy on card. He looks very cool. I think he looks better in the package than out of it because I'm not a huge fan of that skinny mold body. That's why there's only one loose back there. I prefer the antenna mold. That's just my preference, and so I've got a lot of those, only one of those, and a few of the other ones mixed in. So there's the army build for the 41st Landing Platform Trooper. I love this build so much, and oh, actually, wait, I almost forgot. Let's get these guys out of here. Out of all of these, this is the only time I'm actually able to get a Sideshow figure to match the army build, and there he is, the Sideshow 41st Elite Trooper. He looks absolutely amazing, and I'm really glad to have him in my collection. He stands on the shelf above all the rest of them and just looks down very imposingly, I suppose. He's just cool to have. I love to have it. It's just too big to fit in the camera frame, and it doesn't really qualify as an army build because I'm not going to get more of this guy, but it's nice to have one in the collection, one on the shelf, since they're not going to make a Yellow Bark Trooper or my third army build in a 1/6 scale. So I could make a custom, maybe, but I'm never going to see an official figure of those designs. And for my final army build, I think most of you probably already guessed it, it is the 41st Elite Kashyyyk Troopers, and it's kind of all the Kashyyyk Troopers, but one in particular, which you'll see. This one, starting up, is just the pre-posed ATRT Trooper. I don't have an ATRT for him, but if I ever get one, this is the one that will probably go in there just to sit properly. Then I have 2 of the Revenge of the Sith ATRT Troopers. Oddly enough, I have both variants, the one that has like a full brown face and one that has only partially brown or paint apps on the face where he's got like the white nose. So that's cool. I guess I have the variants, even though I'm really not a fan of that particular sculpt overall, the body mold is just very limited, and I'm not a huge fan of it for ATRT Troopers. I am a huge fan of this one, though. This is the Vintage Collection ATRT Trooper, and I absolutely love this figure. I wish I had more of this figure. I would army build the crap out of this one if it wasn't so hard to come by as opposed to other figures you can army build, but this is the ultimate ATRT Trooper. The sculpt is there, the articulation is there, it just looks so cool, and he's one of my favorites. Then we have this sorry lad. This is a Kashyyyk Trooper I had when I was a kid. This is one of the very few figures I still have from my childhood, and obviously I took very good care of him by making him battle damaged with a hot pin and then coloring it red so he looked like he was bleeding all over, like Sev, I guess. I think that was my inspiration, but yeah, I kind of ruined a cool figure doing that as a child, but I'm glad to have him in the collection just as like a fun memory, you know, a fond memory of getting this guy for Christmas so many years ago and still having him today in this collection. Thank you to James, my friend James. I traded this to him many years ago, and he gave it back to me because he knew it would be important to me, so thank you for that. I appreciate that. And I did eventually replace him with a proper, clean version, so I have him in my collection as well. A really unique design. I would just love to know where the design came from. Like, sure, everybody says Hasbro came up with the design, but I would just love confirmation. Did Hasbro actually design this, or was there some like unknown, unseen Hasbro concept art? Because, you know, we haven't seen all the clone concept art that there ever was for Revenge of the Sith, so maybe there was just some secret concept art that was passed to them. We may never know, but I would love to know someday. Maybe someday. Next, I have two of the Order 66 2-pack Kashyyyk Troopers, or like ATRT drivers. These ones came with Luminara Unduli, I believe. So I've got two of those, along with the two standard. Oh, these guys are going to fall over as well, so maybe we'll just have to do a quick jump cut to like the full army, but I kind of wanted to try and just do it like piece by piece. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. So then I have three of these guys, the 30th anniversary Kashyyyk Troopers. I prefer these to any of the other Scout Trooper molds that we ever got. I think that these just look more film accurate. The camouflage especially looks nice, so yeah, these guys are like the primary Kashyyyk Trooper army build for Commander Gree's unit, but I only have three so far, and these I wouldn't mind getting a few more of just because they are the ones we saw on screen. No Kashyyyk army build would be complete without Commander Gree, and of course I went with the 30th anniversary / vintage collection version because it's got the best articulation and it's the most screen accurate, so I just have one of him. I don't need two, I don't need three. I also didn't get the, well, I have the antenna mold version from the Revenge of the Sith line, but it's not part of this army build because it's kind of, you know, not really accurate, and I don't really display him with this at all. And likewise, I could do like an every 41st Elite Clone Trooper video if I got the repainted Imperial Bike Scout with the camouflage, but I don't like that figure, so it's not in my collection, so I have no reason to do that video. But that's the thing, like, I collect the figures that I like. I collect the best figure that I like, the best mold, and all that stuff, so, you know, if I ever got two more ATRT Troopers from the vintage collection, I'd probably get rid of these two, or at least not display these two, because I have no need for them compared to the superior mold. Then, oddly enough, I actually have two Commander Fays. One I use as Commander Fay, and the other I just use as a Scout Trooper because it works. I actually don't mind the oversized helmet. I think it kind of does blend in well with these, and since these guys are from Bogey Squad, I just kind of keep them with my Bogey Squad and consider them a different division of the 41st. Like, this is a specific color pattern and helmet design as opposed to these guys back here who I always keep with Commander Gree. Then moving on to some custom officers I've got this guy, which uses the Order 66 2-pack body, but the Kashyyyk Commander, the Heavy Commander, it uses those accessories. This is one that I also got in an eBay lot, same as that 41st Landing Platform Commander, oddly enough. So the guy that I bought him from apparently liked to kit bash customs using commanders and the base figures, so I think it looks cool. It's better articulated than that commander back there. And yeah, he's just an officer in my Kashyyyk army, and he looks pretty cool. My camera decided to shut off, so I just kind of set up some figures in the meantime. And yeah, we've got a lineup of the main army build that I really love to focus on. These guys right here from the Order 66 2-pack. I love, love, love these figures, and these are the ones I've been hunting down the most, and I've started to do something with them. So with these latest two that I got, one from the recent mail unboxing, these guys are going to be now part of like a named collection. Whenever I go to like a toy show or something like that, these are going to be the figures that I try to hunt down. And if I find one, I'll put it on a base and I'll number it. So number 1 is from a Mercari lot online, and number 2 is from Nap Stop Motion in my recent mail unboxing. So I'm going to keep these guys on their bases, and I'm going to create like a little bit of like a spreadsheet or a log. I kind of got the idea from Toy Galaxy, so yes, I am kind of taking that idea of his Boba Fett collection, and I'm going to do that with Kashyyyk Order 66 troopers. They're just my favorite ones to army build. They look the coolest, and yeah, so all told, so far, I've got 7 of these Kashyyyk troopers loose, and I've got 1 on card. And that's not counting this custom commander, and it's not counting this custom commander, which again just uses the Kashyyyk commander accessories on a Kashyyyk trooper body, and this one I gave like a brown paint wash. So it's not counting this one or that one, but I actually do have, so far, 7 of these guys loose, and I'm very, very glad to have that many. And like I mentioned, yes, I have 1 on card. I had to get 1 because these Order 66 packs were just so cool and so unique in this tubular packaging. I just thought it was so neat. But yeah, I've got 1 on card, and that is enough. I'm never gonna get 2 on card of anything really. I'm not that kind of collector. I just needed 1, and I have 1, and I'm happy with that. I'm very, very happy with that. And of course, I do have the best Kashyyyk troopers ever made, or at least this one is. This one's okay, but this one is amazing. This is Comic Pack 83 from, I think, the Legacy Collection back in 2009. The Comic 2-pack that is so rare, very few people actually have it, which is so disappointing because these figures are absolutely amazing. But this is the Kashyyyk Commander and the Kashyyyk Trooper, just the Bogey Squad Kashyyyk Trooper. Nothing really to say about this. It's the Commander Fey mold with a Galactic Marine head underneath. I'm sure a lot of you have probably already seen like JCC2224's video or my unboxing of this package, but it is an absolutely amazing 2-pack. And this commander in my collection, this commander is the commander of these guys, the Order 66 2-pack troopers. Gree commands like the scout troopers, and this guy commands these guys. That's just my little headcanon in my army build. No real evidence to back that up, but that's just what I roll with. And of course, what army build would be complete without a Jedi? And so for this, I actually have this, I think this is like concept art Ki-Adi-Mundi with like the eye patch and the shoulder cape. His design is so unique, and it's obviously not in the movie. So this is the Jedi General that I use with the Kashyyyk army build. Mainly just the Kashyyyk commander and like the Order 66 guys, because obviously Yoda would be in command of Commander Gree and all that. I know the canon, but this one is the Jedi Master that I put in charge with this guy, and I think it just works. This guy looks rugged. He looks like he would be one to be out in the forest and be out in the woods. It just makes sense, and I think it looks really cool because he's got such a unique design with the eye patch and everything. So yeah, that's the army build. That is the entire end-to-end, that is the entire Kashyyyk Trooper army build. I'm very happy with this army, and this is one that I'm still growing because I want to get more of those scout troopers, and I definitely want to get more of these guys, the Order 66 2-pack troopers. I've said that so many times in this video. It's getting a little bit repetitive, but oh, these guys are so, so cool, and I just love them. I love having camouflage clone troopers. And of course, at the end of the video, they had to fall down. But thankfully, it is the end of the video. As always, down in the description, you can find a link to my Instagram if you want to check out my toy photography, or just like keep up with the channel. Also in that link tree, you can find a link to Entertainment Earth in case you want to order any new figures for your personal collection. Helps out the channel just a little bit, and I do appreciate that. But as always, thank you for watching. Stay cool, stay fresh, be kind to one another. Don't be a meanie to each other. Just be cool, you know what I'm saying? And as always, thank you for watching once again, and I will catch you all in the next video.